So I talked about in the last video the case that's on this new Les Paul Custom, and I thought that it was different, and it is different than the one that was on the 2007 Les Paul Custom. But more than anything else, I wanted to see what all the difference were and kind of display it when compared to the 2007 Les Paul Custom, and also to the Epiphone Joe Bonamassa Les Paul Custom, which of course is a Black Beauty model, so it's a little different even in sound versus everything. So I thought I'd make a quick video just talking about what the differences are in the way they are, everything that they have, and what they've done over the years. So this is a 2007 Les Paul Custom Gibson model that we have an axe shield for, and it Heritage Cherry Sunburst. So it has what is generally considered correct gold hardware, but the case is a TKL, Canadian made one, I believe. Let's see if it says on the inside. It doesn't look like it does, but I want to say this one was Canadian made. It's written somewhere on one of the parts of the case. But that case it has Gibson Custom written on there. So that was what I was talking about with the writing on the outside versus Gibson Custom being on the stamp tag on this case. So it is a little different. Same logo, just a different location. And of course, purple on the inside. And a slightly different version of purple on this one. Now, these two, like I say, are both American-made Les Paul Customs. This one has VOS nickel hardware, whereas the other one has the gold hardware that, like I say, is more considered to be the correct hardware for these Les Paul Customs, and most of the black ones do have gold hardware. With that in mind, then you get to the really unique one, of course, Joe Bonamassa limited edition model with all the writing and Joe Bonamassa stuff on it, and Epiphone, of course, writing. Now, I've never seen up close a Les Paul style case made by Epiphone. I've seen the ones for the guitars like the Dreadnoughts and the J200s, but I've never seen it. So I don't know if the fact that it's only got 3 across here instead of the 4 across here in the front. I don't know if that's something specific to Les Pauls of that era, or if it's something to that particular case from Epiphone. I don't really know, but I do know that this color on the inside is specific to that, because they've talked about that one before. And of course it has the gold hardware that is the standard for a Les Paul Custom. It has different tuners because they are specific to this particular model, but other than that, very similar in overall build. And what I was talking about in one part was how I liked this bar piece right here because it touches the bottom of the actual sitting location versus 4 pieces that you see, or 2 pieces on the Epiphone that leave an open spot at the very bottom. if you're some kind of rounder or a rock or anything like that, it's going to hit that on there. I'll put these guys up on some stands and put them next to each other and do a little bit more talking. So these two, in overall appearance, are dang near identical with the exception of the hardware. The headstocks, binding, all of that pretty much matches up to exactly what you think. Now, the newer one has the 57 Classic zebras versus the standard 2007 model custom pickups. But they are both almost identically equipped when it comes to everything else. Both of them have ebony fingerboards, with the new one being after the Rich Light era and the old one being right before the Rich Light era. Some people like Rich Light. I'm not a fan. If I'm paying a premium for a guitar, I want the premium wood. Binding is the same on the back. Grovers with a little finish wear on them, just like you would expect from a 14-year-old guitar. And vintage style aging on the new one. Now, the yellowed binding on the Epiphone is supposed to be because of its age and the way it's supposed to look as it ages. And of course, the tuners are very much different. Someone said that these are actually like clones of ones that were used on the archtop Epiphones of the time. And I remember Joe Bonamassa talking about those being unique and having been Epiphones that were rebranded to Gibson on his 58 that he has. The custom, that's the Black Beauty that he has. Now, personal preference here, I muchly prefer the Gibson white binding versus the yellow binding. And I know it's supposed to look aged, but I just like the way it looks. I'm sure that in 40 years, if I still own this guitar, it'll look something similar to the Epiphone. But at 14 years, the Les Paul Custom Heritage Cherry Sunburst model shows almost no signs of wear, but it has lived a pretty sheltered life. So when you look at the side of the guitar, it's pretty much just as wide as it was when it came out of the factory. Something I did notice is that the Les Paul Custom writing on the Epiphone is broader than what's on the actual Gibson models. And I wonder if that is by purpose or if that's something because it was something specific to that particular era, or if that's just something that they did because they wanted to make it different. So, anyway, there it is. 3 Les Paul Customs and the cases they come in and how each of them is a little bit different. Until next time.